As a minister of God, sometimes when I go to church and I ask to pray for people who need husbands and wives, and most people get up, sometimes I also feel pity for them. Because marriage is not all about wearing wedding rings. I mean, sleeping together with your husband, having a wedding, all those stuff. Marriage goes beyond all these things. Some of these things I'm talking about are preparation towards marriage, but marriage itself is a different thing altogether. Today I want to talk about 11 rules in marriage that singles must know before thinking of who to marry. Number 1, never criticize your fiancé, your husband, your wife, your guys, friends, and families. Never criticize them. If you want to be in your circle of relationship, one of the things you should never do is to criticize your husband's family or friends, especially the parents. If you know this rule number 1, then you are ready for marriage. Rule number 2, tell your spouse, your fiancé, your boyfriend about your encounters. What do I mean by encounters? If you have been raped before, let him know. Whatever encounter that you've had, don't hide from the person. If you have been mad before, let him know. If you have had broken hearts before, let him know. Because when you don't tell them all these things and they later on find out, that is going to be a problem. They may think you have hidden everything from them, but that might be your toughest secret. If you want to get married, you must know this rule number 2 is very important. Never hide your past encounters from your guy or your lady. If not, when it is known, there may be fire. So it's better you tell the person about some of these encounters. Let the person know, so that when later on you get to know it, it's not a problem. I have this pastor friend who told me that he wouldn't mind marrying an ex-prostitute if he's aware. But if he's not aware and you get to know it, that very day the lady will pack out of the house. So rule number 2, never ever hide your past encounters from your spouse. Rule number 3, never ever mention divorce in your marriage, in your relationship. I know a lot of guys who threaten their wives with divorce. When you do that, I'm going to divorce you. When you do that, I'm going to divorce you. And not only the guys, we the women also do as well. When you do this, I'm going to divorce you. One of the rules that you don't have to break when it comes to marriage is never to talk about divorce. Because the Bible says that, and the word became fresh. The more you talk about divorce, the more the enemy is entering into it. So rule number 3, never talk about divorce ever in your relationship. Rule number 4, never ever call yourself with disgraceful names. There's a saying in Ghana that goes like this: Odosa, na to adapa. Whenever there is a breakup in a relationship, people give themselves names. But let me tell you, I'm talking about where you are still in a relationship. Never give yourself names, because after the anger is gone and you people are back together, some of these names will start ringing in the ears of your spouse. So no matter how angry you are going to be, never ever give your spouse a disgraceful name. Number 5, never ever go to bed mad at each other. When couples are mad at each other and they go to bed, they sleep this way. Their buttoxes faces together, whilst their faces turn somewhere. This is a sign that you people are not mature for marriage. So rule number 5, never ever go to bed mad at each other. I know a couple who went to bed angry, and one of them fell sick. The other one, because of anger, never mind the person, and he lost the wife. So never ever go to bed mad at each other. You have to settle any score, any problem with each other before you go to bed. After the Bible says that we shouldn't sleep over our anger. So never ever be mad at each other and go to bed without talking to